Hmm. How about that?
Ugh. You flatter me. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right. I cannot afford to be so careless again. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I believe...
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
The Circle of Magi at Ostwick. At least until the rebellion began.
Yes, I suppose that would have required you to stay on the move. Tell me, do you consider the Free March as your home? Are you eager to go back?
Wherever I am is home enough for me.
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine. Not entirely. I'm just...
Is there any harm?
Plenty. My name is That's all there is to know, my lady. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentaghasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold. My brother was all that kept me in... I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. The short version is that I once... But Justinia convinced me to stay. I only wish she had lived. Thus I did not see them. Thus we were raised by... It is odd to be so fat. The tail gets bigger each time it's... Yet I became the right... I...
None made quite. Now it seems we face something far worse. Forgive me. You traveled some distance to reach Haven. You're from the Circle in Ostwick? We are grateful for your assistance. The Order believes the Chantry no longer... I may disagree with the Order. The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery. Anything else, I will answer as... I was 13 when I left her. Still, I didn't take... Of course, but there were many my age. They were also tasked. We need safeguards in place to... Mages pretend to... Of course, ignoring one another. Initiates must... I admit. As Templars, some may choose to give...
Have you?
Me? I... Mage's breath. Can we...
Most people would have spread that out over more... Bad for morale would be an understatement. Even I can't walk. Need something? You want to talk about me? And despite whatever you've heard, no. Kirk... In my spare time, I met... Me, I always wind up babies. The Seeker had questions about that. I found her in a barrel. I can't tell you. It's the one store... Need something? You want to talk about... Need something? Bartrand brought it back to the... I've written to every It also... It's someone find...
Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are. Sound good to you? Or touch...
I think I'll enjoy having you around, sir.
Lady Trevelyan is... See you, Herald. Chasing the Lord... Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact. Oh yeah? Interested, are you? What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway? All over? Okay, fine. Denim room for a bit. South, north, wherever I want. It's complicated. I don't... Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine. None of it does in the city.
The chosen of Andraste. When I dream in such places, I do set war. Cassandra has been accommodating.
Templars have withdrawn.
Seems odd. I can see them breaking the Chancery chain, but not running from the fight.
What do you know of the Templars?
Where do you think they get their lyrium?
Blessed. You speak for Andrat. If the Maker willed this, what is it? Justinia gave him everything. But now she's dead.
You came from the Cirque. Senior Enchanter Lydia was a dear friend of mine. Were you at all acquainted?
Lydia.
I think we both agree that this war must end.
The war.
Mages, Templars... And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power. Yes? Of course. What do you wish to know? Rather than dissolving it, I could name myself. The mages there were... So long as they had their fruit, we would have done better to a war. Anyone who didn't... Yes? Whatever would you like to know? I was sent to the Ostwick, sir. When the position of marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. In such trouble... Yes? How very sweet of you to ask, but... Yes? I've received news that sometimes...
I don't have...
A pit... Yes? I've received...
These truths the Maker has revealed to me.
I will take
As
these
there is
injury
but
reports
one
to
more.
research.
Ah, Lady Trevelyan. May I have a moment?
Yes, Ambassador?
I'd like to discuss your parents.
A little sudden, but it's time someone made an honest woman of me.
What? Very amusing. This is serious. I'd like to discuss. What are your thoughts? Should we approach your family for their formal support of the Inquisition?
When they...
You are from Ostwick. Orlesian nobles consider the Three Marches somewhat quaint. Besides, Ostwick Circle had a reputation for being rather sedate. It must have soured your relations with the Templars. I hope you don't find the living condition. Why anyone lived here before? Greetings. We once sent in no. I don't recall seeing you at any of them. Only 17 this month. I'm also first in line. If anything, protection and innocence. What may I do for you? We are as well as prevent contact. I intend to. It's to everyone's benefit if we the violence must be curbed before we see it turn to. I'm afraid I believe we actually met. It's a rather light-hearted name. Despite our fame, we're low on said battle. Who did you mean? Still the Inquisition. What may I do for you?
You've brought back some fascinating things. We're putting them to good use. Luckily, Seeker Pentagast took me in, along with the Tranquil. I liked having the Templars around to keep us safe. They gave me a pack, and I've seen what life is. It's a shame. If not for that, I don't know. At the least, so much of this world is only. We will study that.
Have you kept in touch with our friends in Lady Esterly's estate?
Several bards will play for her tomorrow night. We will have names soon enough. Let's see what we have.
All right.
Good news. Several noble Orlesian houses will petition the Templars to help us.
The Herald of Andraste. Lord Esmerel Abernash, honored to participate. It is not unlike the second dispersal of the reclaimed Dales. Ah, Lady Vivienne. We met at last summer's ball. The Duke introduced us.
Indeed. I could not possibly forget the occasion.
The Lord Seeker is willing to hear our petition about closing the breach. A credit to our alliance with the Inquisition. Care to mark the moment? 10 Orlesian houses walk with you.
The Inquisition values this alliance, Lord Abernash. The Templars must see reason. We can't let the breach endanger us any longer.
Oh yes, ghastly looking thing. The Lord Seeker can't think we're ignoring it. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'd divulge what finally got their attention. Rumor will, if you won't.
What do you mean?
The Lord Seeker won't meet us until he greets the Inquisition in person. Quite a surprise after the spat in Val Royaux.
The Inquisition only asks the Lord Seeker help us close the breach.
Then it's all been arranged by your ambassador. Let the diplomats work their magic if you trust them. Between you and I, the Chantry never took advantage of their Templars. Wiser heads should steer them. Here we are, Verinfol Redoubt.
They could hold off an army here, if one ever came.
It appears they've sent someone to greet you. Present well. Everyone is a little tense for my liking.
Look at these Poncy gits. How many vaults are sitting unguarded right now?
The Lord Seeker changed his mind about us rather quickly. Is he known for that?
The Lord Seeker isn't reputed to be fickle. Something must have changed.